Good morning, presenters and distinguished attendees. This research symposium is of significant value and a marked accomplishment of the Caribbean region, even as we demonstrate tremendous resilience in our collective response to the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic. I wish to acknowledge and thank the leadership of the Jamaica Defense Force for their tireless and visionary work in establishing the Caribbean Military Academy, and for partnership with the Ministry of National Security in facilitating this two-day symposium. Of special note, I wish to commend Lieutenant General Rocky Meade, the Chief of Defense Staff, and Lieutenant Colonel Blair Waddington, Vice President of the Caribbean Military Academy, who continues to provide the strategic vision and leadership of the Jamaica Defense Force and the Caribbean Military Academy. I must recognize Dr. Carissy Etienne, Regional Director of the Pan American Health Organization, and my former colleague and classmate. To the other prestigious presenters and facilitators, thank you for being part of this inaugural and highly relevant symposium. Over the next 2 days, your intense discussion and deep dive into the nexus between national security, country resilience, and sustainable development will contribute to the ongoing work of putting in place a fortified base upon which to achieve meaningful socioeconomic growth and transformation. The facilitation of this kind of research-based exchange is of particular importance to the Caribbean region as we prepare for and seek to protect our people from natural, criminal, technological, and public health threats. Given the caliber of the subject matter experts and facilitators who will be leading the various sessions, I am confident that this high-quality symposium will produce results of tremendous value to your various countries. This is a welcome symposium for the entire Caribbean. I wish you 2 successful days of vibrant, insightful work and stimulating exchanges. This event comes at a time when our security forces are not only faced with traditional security threats, but are increasingly required to address and provide support for emerging social, technological, and public health issues that have serious security implications. Governments, policymakers, and leaders of the security forces are now required to think about security in a broader, more nuanced way. In this new security environment, the concept of national security and the elaboration of a national security strategy cannot be limited in scope. The national development objectives are inextricably connected to our natural security imperatives, and vice versa. In order to achieve sustainable development and country resilience in the long term, we must put in place a robust security framework that includes laws, regulations, strategies, and budget that will provide the necessary support. A resilient Jamaica requires an equally robust national security strategy. It is for this reason that the government of Jamaica in 2017 implemented Plan Secure Jamaica. This comprehensive whole-of-government plan positions Jamaica to decisively and effectively address threats to the rule of law, natural disasters, pandemics, public disorder, social unrest, and malevolent attacks of all types. Plan Secure Jamaica is in full effect, providing the strategic roadmap to achieving a safer and more secure and more resilient Jamaica. The strategic subject areas of Plan Secure Jamaica are aligned with the security and safety goals and national outcomes of our National Development Plan, Vision 2030. Similarly, these critical strategic security and development frameworks are consistent with the goals of the United Nations 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. This cohesion among our national and international obligations undergirds our work in building a Jamaica society that is secure, cohesive, just, and resilient. The undertaking has required a fundamental shift in how national security is considered by the political and policy directorate, how it is operationalized by the leadership of the security forces. Given the change in the nature of criminal activities, our security forces have had to develop and apply national and regional security strategies that are tailored to this new environment in order to ensure resilience. Across the region, we have observed more cooperative, technology-supported, and network-oriented criminal operations, while they continue to perpetuate crimes of acquisition and commit violent crimes that generates fear in our societies, criminal activities are increasingly targeted to cyber finance-related crimes, as well as illicit transnational trafficking of guns, drugs, and persons. These criminal gangs are operating within and across our various territories and have over time become more sophisticated and sinister in their criminal activities. Securing the integrity of our borders and our technology infrastructure while maintaining public order and social stability and enforcing public health protocols are key pillars in the new era of national security for sustainable development and country resilience. Being mindful of this change in the criminal landscape and the high demands on the security forces, the government of Jamaica has undertaken to re-equip our security forces and bolster their capacity to respond effectively. Over the last 4 years, we have doubled the capital budget expenditure to national security every year. For fiscal year 2019-2020, a sum of $20.2 billion, the equivalent of 1% gross domestic product, was allocated to national security. This is a first in our nation's history and signals the seriousness and the priority that the government is ascribing to investing in and building out our national security infrastructure. It is posited that crime accounts for approximately 5% of Jamaica's GDP. Jamaica needs a strong, capable, well-resourced, and adequately equipped and technologically driven security force if we are to tackle the criminal gangs and reduce crime in a sustainable way. We therefore had to invest heavily in the security forces and in particular the police, knowing that this was the only way that we would be able to guarantee long-term sustained reduction in crime and generate peace and security for our population. Strong and steady investment has been made in the rebuilding, overhauling, and construction of adequate workspaces for the police. We are designing our police stations to be modern, well-equipped working offices. We're designing quality workspaces that will increase the morale of our officers and give confidence to the general public who may wish to seek assistance or provide information to the police. We have also put in place a facilities maintenance program known as iRequest. This will ensure that there is effective maintenance and continuous monitoring, that the facilities will not be allowed to deteriorate as it was in the past, and we can hold managers accountable. Investment in technology and science is being used to increase the capacity and efficiency of the current complement of the force. Through the utilization of cutting-edge technology and science as a force multiplier, we're increasing the capacity of the police force to disrupt crime and apprehend criminals. Additionally, we have made steady investment in improving the mobility, communications, surveillance, and forensic capabilities of the force. These efforts have been supplemented by the work of the Ministry of National Security in developing a more robust and relevant legislative framework that will provide the security forces with the policy support they need to effectively carry out their duties. Over fiscal year 2019-2020, we would have advanced our work on several critical pieces of legislation to include amendments to the Process of Crime Act 2019, known as POCA. As it relates to the patrolling of our territorial waters and the disruption of the drugs for guns and food for guns trade, we have established the Maritime Air and Cyber Command and the MAP Brigade with the acquisition of 2 new offshore patrol vehicles and 1 maritime patrol aircraft. The goal is to amass 4 OPVs and 2 MPAs in order to conduct 24/7 monitoring of our coast. With this increased capacity, Jamaica will be in a position to turn its attention more aggressively towards developing our blue economy, which is critical for our economic resilience. Jamaica's strategic geographic location facilitates trade, logistics, maritime transport, and connectivity with key partner countries. Our ideal location at the crossroads of the Western Hemisphere, however, presents added security risk that requires bilateral and regional cooperation. In its capacity as the institutional academic arm of the Jamaica Defense Force, the Caribbean Military Academy provides Jamaica with the necessary defense resiliency to effectively interface with internal and external threats. The CMA's specific contribution to resilient national development involves the training and education of military personnel and to support national civilian training programs through the Hard Trust National Training Agency. The Caribbean Military Academy is the gold standard for military training in the Caribbean. It is seeking to bring a greater level of strategic thinking into our security architecture. It is providing the Caribbean region with an institution through which the leadership skills of military service personnel and paramilitary organizations can be developed and enhanced. The CMA is developed by our national leaders, and while working closely with our international partners, we are developing a new generation of leaders shaped in our Caribbean culture. Even while acquiring the best military and police skills, they are capable of not only ensuring public order, reducing transnational crimes, and protecting our economy from cyber criminals, but also providing invaluable support during natural disasters that affect small island developing states of the tropics. As the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic illustrates, our security forces play a critical role in managing an effective response. These activities, my colleagues, are what gives us the SID state's resilience. The CMA provides training of the highest quality, but amended to our needs and infused with our culture. The Caribbean Military Academy and this inaugural research symposium are a timely, necessary, and a welcome response to the changing security landscape, even as we build a more secure, more resilient Caribbean region. Thank you, and I wish for your successful symposium.